Most people don't know what a good day feels like until it's over. They remember it in the shower 3 days later. That Tuesday wasn't so bad. No disasters, no dread, something like ease. But it passed without ceremony and now it's gone. When we ask what makes a good day, we're really asking two questions. First, how do we evaluate time? And second, what do we think life is for? You can answer the first with a planner or a productivity app. The second, you can't answer so easily. Most people never do, or they let someone else do it for them. An employer, a family, a social feed, a calendar filled with things other people decided were important. But if we try to answer it ourselves, seriously, we often arrive at a strange crossroads where classical philosophy and modern psychology and gut-level intuition all start pointing in roughly the same direction. A good day, as it turns out, is not about pleasure, it's not about pain, it's not about success in the traditional sense. It's about something harder to pin down. Alignment. Aristotle might have called it eudaimonia, a state of flourishing, a life lived in accordance with one's highest nature. Not a momentary pleasure, a sustained harmony between your actions and your deeper values. And that word gets thrown around often, sometimes lazily, but if we take it seriously, it cuts deep into the grain of our assumptions. Most of us, if pressed, default to a utilitarian model. If the day was productive, it was good. If it was restful, it was good. If it was pleasurable, it was good. But there are productive days that feel hollow, and restful days that feel uneasy, and pleasurable days that feel cheap. A good day cannot be reduced to a checklist or a mood log. It might contain suffering or even failure. Seneca, the perennially practical Stoic, wrote that fortune has no jury over the wise. He believed a good day could occur even in the face of illness or misfortune, so long as the mind remained in command of itself. A Stoic good day doesn't depend on the weather or the inbox. It depends on whether you met the day with courage and with reason. Still, the Stoic version feels austere, a little too tidy for the chaos of real life. Not everyone wants to treat their afternoon like an exercise in moral calisthenics. There's a reason Epicurus had more fans at the dinner table. But Epicurus gets a bad rap. He wasn't a hedonist in the caricatured sense. He didn't think a good day meant a wine-soaked bacchanal. He thought it meant sitting under a tree with friends, maybe some olives and bread, and freedom from fear. For him, a good day is a quiet one. No debt, no anxiety, no ambitions grinding your peace into powder. He valued modesty and the kind of pleasure that doesn't rot your teeth. That vision has aged well. In a world where the baseline level of ambient stress is constantly humming in the background, there's something radical in that idea. A good day doesn't require peaks and valleys. It requires relief. In that sense, Epicurus anticipated a psychological insight that didn't get formalized until the 20th century. The difference between positive affect and life satisfaction. A day can be emotionally flat but still feel right. A walk, a meal, a nap, a sense of being untormented. As if that weren't enough. Then there's Csikszentmihalyi and his theory of flow. A flow state is that immersive mode of attention where time dilates, ego dissolves, and action seems to guide itself. It's what a craftsman feels when the chisel meets the grain, what a coder feels when 6 hours disappear inside a single function. These states are rare but deeply satisfying, and they represent the opposite of passive pleasure. They are active, engaging, and hard-earned. Many people report that the best days are not the easiest ones, but the ones where they felt most absorbed. And this maps well onto medieval monastic practices. Monks reciting prayers for hours, candle makers and scribes bending to their work with quiet devotion. A good day may have less to do with what we do than how fully we do it. And flow is not happiness, but it might be its scaffolding. So we're accumulating clues. From the Stoics, we can take resilience, from Epicurus, tranquility, from modern psychology, engagement. But there's still the question of meaning. What happens to a good day when it stands in a bad week or a bad year? Viktor Frankl, writing from within a concentration camp, argued that meaning is not a luxury of the well, it is a psychological necessity. His claim was simple, devastating, and irrefutable. Suffering, by itself, breaks people. But suffering with meaning, a reason, a narrative, a future purpose, can be endured. So then a good day might be one that coheres with a longer arc, even if it feels terrible in the moment. The day of a funeral might be good in this sense, if the grief felt honest, if the tribute felt true. History also offers examples. Take de Montaigne, retreating to his tower in the 16th century to write his essays, while France tore itself apart in waves of religious violence. Montaigne spent his days meditating on death, digestion, and the unreliability of memory. He read Plutarch and Pliny, took notes, fed his cat, and in his solitude he found a kind of practical philosophy, that life is composed not of grand moments, but small negotiations with discomfort, doubt, and the digestive tract. He would likely say a good day involves clear bowels and clearer thoughts. Is this banal? Maybe. But maybe the good day has always looked more like banality reclaimed than ecstasy achieved. Modern life has its own distortions. The economy, of course, prizes output. Your day is good if you shipped code, made sales, improved metrics. And this bleeds into our personal lives. Did you go to the gym, hit your macros, meditate, journal? Are you 5% better than yesterday? This kind of self-surveillance turns the day into a ledger, and soon you find yourself unable to read, take a walk, or even sit on a park bench without wondering if it counts. There is no space for uselessness. But the Sabbath was invented for a reason, to remind people that existence is not earned. Oscar Wilde once quipped that all art is quite useless, and he meant that as praise. Not everything has to feed the machine. A good day might include something inefficient. A long conversation, a reread of something that no longer... A good day might include something inefficient. A long conversation, a reread of something that no longer surprises but still soothes. The joy of rereading is, in part, the pleasure of returning to a mental neighborhood where the streets have names. All of this might seem too academic. Most people do not consult Seneca or spreadsheets when assessing their days. The evaluation comes quickly, in the gut. Did it feel good? Did I feel like myself? Was there some small amount of laughter or recognition or peace that made me glad that I was here to witness it? There are days when the world feels distant. You move through it like a ghost, watching but not touching. Those are the bad days. Not because they're painful, because they're vacant. A good day often comes down to a sense of presence, of being in your life, rather than next to it. People sometimes remember a single hour in an otherwise forgettable day. The sun hitting in a particular way. A child saying something wildly unexpected. The taste of buttered toast when you didn't realize you were hungry. These are not moments that scale, and they don't form the basis of content strategies or TED Talks. But they are real, and they do not vanish. So then, what? What is a good day? What makes a good day? You wake up. Maybe you don't look at your phone first. Maybe you make tea and the world doesn't collapse without your intervention. You get some work done, but not all of it. You see a friend, or maybe you don't, but you don't feel quite so lonely. You eat something that took effort. You say something honest. You forgive yourself once, maybe twice. And that might be it. A good day doesn't need to be epic. It needs to be yours. It needs to hold together, if only barely. And some days will not. Some days will spill out from your hands like sand, all effort, no yield. But occasionally, quietly, you'll have one that fits, and you'll know.